and for a while keep your mind still, focused, and then you'll see that your breathing process is completely rhythmic, your muscles are relaxed, you have tremendous energy to do yoga. Then straighten your legs, put your hands back. This position is called the base position. You have to see in yoga that when you sit this way in base position, you have to keep your back absolutely straight. When your back is absolutely straight, there is maximum blood circulation towards your brain. And when your brain is getting too much good blood supply, then it works wonder. So first posture we are doing here is half butterfly. In this posture, you put your one leg in Padmasana, one hand holding your toes, other on your knee, and then moving your knee towards your other shoulder. And then push your knee back towards the floor. You have to see when you are pushing it towards your shoulder, then you have to breathe out and contract your abdominal muscles. And then when you are pushing it down, then try that your knee is down, going towards the floor or mat, and your back is totally straight. Same thing has to be repeated with other leg. Now again you have to put your one leg in Padmasana, catch hold of it, lift it up and try to put it behind your neck. And try to keep your back as much straight as possible. However, it is a difficult posture, but if you practice it regularly, then you'll be able to do this beautiful posture. This posture makes your leg very flexible, your hip joint flexible and healthy. The same thing has to be repeated with other leg. Now, butterfly. In butterfly posture, your soles touching each other, your heels as near to your body as possible. Then move your knees up and down. Bounce them maximum up so that on the upward movement they touch your upper arms, and on the downward movement they touch the floor. After doing it 1 minute or 2 minutes, then have long and deep breathing for a while. Stay there in this position. When you stay, when there is no movement of legs, you stay in that position. It's called Baddha Konasana. This posture is immensely beneficial for your urogenital system. Now, bend forward from here. Try to keep your back flat, long, and now your chest and chin down. Stay there with normal breathing. Concentrate on the stretching sensation and on your breathing process. Now interlock your fingers, pull your arms behind your back, lift your arms maximum up, palms touching each other, elbows locked. Stay in this position for a while and then slowly, while breathing in, come back. Now put your knees and hands down. You have to see that your thighs and arms should be vertical to the floor for Marjariasana, the cat posture. Breathe in, head up, back down. Breathe out, back up, head down. This is a mild posture to make your spine healthy and flexible. Surya Namaskara, the sun salutation, is really tonic for the body, mind and heart. If done properly, the first posture is Pranamasana, the prayer pose, and the mantra is Om Mitraya Namaha, salutations to the friend of all. The second posture, Hasta Uttanasana, raised arms pose, and the mantra is Rabai Namaha, salutations to the Shining One. You have to stretch your back, upper arms touching your ears, keeping your legs absolutely straight. Then slowly come back and keeping your legs straight. Try to keep your back long and then bend forward in Padhastasana, hand to foot pose. And the mantra is Om Suryaya Namaha, salutations to He who induces activity. Next is Ashwashanchalanasana, equestrian pose. Om Bhanave Namaha is the mantra. Salutations to He who illumines. Dandasana, the staff posture, and the mantra is Om Khagaya Namaha. Salutations to He who moves quickly in the sky. Pushne Namaha. Salutations to the giver of strength. Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Salutations to the golden cosmic self. Parvatasana. In Parvatasana, when there is intense stretching, it becomes downward facing dog. And the mantra is Om Marichaye Namaha. Salutations to the Lord of the Dawn. We should do Surya Namaskara many times a day, around 108 times twice a day. It is suggested, but with this speed, you can't do it 108 times. Then you have to do a little faster to do 108 times at the sunrise and sunset time. Gomukhasana. Gomukhasana, you have to put one leg over other so that one knee is coming over other, and it resembles the face of a cow, hence the name Gomukh Asana. The leg which is up, the same hand goes up and hold other hands behind your back. You have to pull your elbow backside and keep your back absolutely straight. And in this posture, you may bend forward and put your forehead down, though it's a little difficult. But slowly and slowly, you can put even your chin down, and then the benefits increases. The therapeutic use of this posture is for those who are diabetic and those who are having problems of abdominal organs, and this is also beneficial for those who are having problems of stiffness in their neck and shoulders, back muscles. Same thing has to be repeated other side. Change your legs position and arms position also. Now come back in base position, arms sideways, palms facing upward. Pull your arms maximum up. Keep your legs straight, kneecaps inside, feet upright, toes pointing towards yourselves, arms straight up, look up, and keeping your back straight, flat and long. While breathing out, slowly bend forward. Look up, pull your kneecaps inside, and then gently put your head down and stay there with normal breathing. You will feel so much stretch on your hamstring muscles. That's why the name of this posture is Paschimottanasana, means the intense stress on the posterior part of your legs. This posture is immensely beneficial for the people, those who are diabetic, and it is said that if you practice this posture 20 minutes every day, you even can live for 150 years in a healthy way. Shavasana, though it seems that is the easiest posture in yoga, but it is not so. In Savasana, you just lie down on your back, eyes closed. You'll find that there are lots of thoughts. But in Savasana, your body and mind should be completely still. That's why it is the most difficult posture. The real meaning of yoga is to have this stillness, to have this non-movement. And if you have this non-movement, then only you know what is yoga. You may be very flexible. You may have whole world's knowledge. You may have read all the books of the world. But if you don't have this stillness, then you know nothing about yoga. And when you know this thing, when you realize this emptiness, this immovability, then you understand the whole meaning of life. Then you are able to reveal the mystery of this life, this whole universe.